We'd be very, very worried if we don't see any signs of optimism, let alone euphoria with Argentinian stocks, although they've gone up a lot.
It's very hard to forecast the price of Bitcoin. Think of it like gold. Just hold it because the value of Bitcoin is having that asset outside the financial system. It's not tied to any other currency or any other stock market or any other government. Second question is, do I wait or do I go? I'm a relatively new member setting up the skeleton portfolio to start. It seems I'm late to the Argentina party. PAM has topped the previous high and Cressy is doing well. How much more upside? Do I wait for a pullback or jump in now? What are your thoughts and forecasts for the price of Bitcoin and gold, including the AUD price? How much bullion would you recommend holding? So a lot of questions there, Jason.
Yeah, good questions too. Argentina, yes. So a number of Argentinian stocks fivefold or more since we first got in. That being said, we're still buying them. So one of our central premises is that bull markets born in pessimism, grow in skepticism, mature in optimism, die in euphoria. Something like that. That's all easy, on paper. Try and identify exactly where a stock or sector or market sits on that continuum is something else. We'd be very, very worried if we don't see any signs of optimism, let alone euphoria with Argentinian stocks, although they've gone up a lot. You don't hear about Argentinian stocks being talked about in press of popular opinion. It's, people investing in Cressy or Pampa Energia or YPF. When I say people, fund managers, no. That's not at all. We've got a long way to go. So even though we're up a lot, it's just because we were very, very lucky or smart in getting in very early. Bitcoin, everyone asks about Bitcoin. First, I always hand these questions off to Chris and he comes up with some elaborate response. But
it's very hard to forecast the price of Bitcoin because unlike pretty much everything else we invest in, it's new, right? Relatively. It hasn't had all these cycles. It's not been around long enough to understand what the price is. And don't forget, the price is always going to change because, like gold, its price is relative to the dollar. It's what most people measure it in. So I'm pretty sure what Chris would say is just think of it like gold. Just hold it because the value of Bitcoin is having that asset outside the financial system. It's not tied to any other currency or any other stock market or any other government. So it falls within this strange sort of, alternative asset allocation. And don't worry too much about the price because its price is relative to the dollar, which is sort of going down over time anyway. So it's sort of like gold.
In terms of bullion, I'll say it's a personal thing. I don't think there's any harm in a 5% exposure or maybe a bit more. Gold is going to go way higher. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets to $5,000 an ounce. That's a doubling, and it could easily do it. It could go way higher than that. Who knows? But it's going to go higher, put it that way. Well, it's always easy in hindsight, but the absolute best time to buy gold when it was generally regarded as toxic waste in 1999, I think it was. When it was $250 an ounce, $300 an ounce.
When Gordon Brown sold.
That's right.
Yeah, Jason, also watch our gold, Bitcoin, and cash video in the members area because that covers sort of the relationship between those three things. So it might give you a bit more